Hi guys, so today is March 24th, 2026. I do not have another shopping haul for you guys because the packages have been delayed, so whenever they come in, I'll make another video. But I did tell you guys y'all gonna see in the video. I have a lot of unpopular opinions that I want to talk about, and so welcome back. It's 9 a.m. when this video go live, and good morning. Are you in a great mood? Because I hope you are. And if not, I hope this video turns that frown or that sad face into a beautiful smile. And yeah. Okay, so this topic is about racism. Just really brief, really quick. People always say racism is dead, but it's not. And it's not just a black or white thing, even though it's about the black and whites right now because I'm black and they were white, just saying. Racism happens from every culture, from for all different reasons, whatever that person belief is. Now, me personally in the South, racism is just obviously white people think that they're better than really every culture, right? But to hate somebody because of the shade of their skin is crazy. I had this white teacher. She was a white instructor because I did an extracurriculum, right? And I seen her over the summer and she was brown. And I was just taken aback. Girl, you look, obviously, I know she tanned, but she was a medium brown. So for people who, you know, we raise your, well, I ain't raised the kids, but you know, back going into the slave era, they raised your kids, they cooked your food, they cleaned your house, they did everything, right? If I don't like you, I don't want you anywhere near me, okay? I have to have proper cause, not just because you white or black or Indian or Mexican, right? That's crazy. But anyway. But the same people who raise their children to hate a culture are the same people who are doing everything and taking ideas and inspiration from the same culture that they hate, right? So anyway, we went to Biloxi, and this is 2 separate days. I think based on their height and what they look like, both of these kids were under 7 years old. So I saw this little boy. He was struggling, trying to get out of the pool. And I was like, do you need help? He was like, what? I was like, do you need help? And he was like, no. And he kept struggling until he got it. And I was like, cool, whatever. Then this little girl, I just laughed to myself like, it's fine. It's like, whatever. Then this little girl came. The next day, this little girl, I see her. She's struggling. She's trying to get out of the pool. And I'm like, do you need help? And she looked at me like, now, pause. This little girl, she was struggling, right? So I was here, she was here, and it was a white granny. She was up there. Now, this white granny, she's white. But she was with her grandkids. They are biracial. I'm going to assume white and black based off features and stuff. But they look white. You know, they were fairly light skinned. They look white because they had like this. It's different shades to every person. But with a mixed person, you can tell like you can tell a pure white person from a mixed person most of the time, right? And it's a certain shade. It's not like white, like a regular white person. It's like white mixed in with another color. So, but anyway, they were basically like white. I would say, I forget, because it's like, for me, it's like always with undertones. It's like you could be a white pink or white red or white brown or white yellow. It just depends on your undertones. But anyway, she was with her, she had 2 granddaughters, they were mixed, and she was a white granny. So she was there. So it was me, I was here, the little girl was here, and she was here. We both saw her struggling, but I was a bit closer. So I had asked the little girl, and she was like, and then I was like, and she came and helped the little girl. And she went on and talked to the little girl. The little girl talked to her, first of all, actually opened her mouth and spoke, and she was able to help her. So based off those 2 instances, what I learned was that, okay, first of all, these children are like 7 and under, right? 2 separate days, 2 separate occasions, 2 separate people from 2 separate families. Okay? Both of them looked at me like I was crazy for even trying to help them, right? They didn't want my help. And for the little girl, I can say that for a fact because me, the dark-skinned brown lady, asked for help, and she didn't even speak. She was like, the white granny came along, and she actually was talking to her, and she was actually able to help her, right? So based off of that, I have concrete evidence that people are still teaching their children to be racist, but polite, right? To still have it in their minds, the darker they are, right? Because you do have some black people who, like I just said earlier, that are mixed, and they can pass as white. But obviously, sometimes it'd be like the features or the hair texture or the shade of the color that they are. It's like, okay, which you mix with? You know what I'm saying? And it's not always white. It could be Mexican or Indian or Irish descent or something like that. You know, just, you know, certain things. Basically, can be mixed with other cultures outside of just white and black, right? Of course. It could be black and Indian. You know what I mean? You do have light-skinned Indians. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, so, but typically what I mean is if you are light-skinned, even though you're not white, the children will be more prone to talk to you because you look like them. You're closer to their shade, you know, versus someone like me. They know I ain't they can't people. You know, I'm dark brown, you know, I'm not nothing like them. And so it was just, you know, again, like I said, people definitely are still teaching their children to be racist, but to also not be rude. The kids weren't polite, but they weren't extremely rude. They were like in the middle, you know what I mean? It wasn't bad or anything, you know, in terms of how they responded, but it just, you know, like I said, they weren't super rude or anything. But the way that they looked at me and everything. It was just like, wow, that's sad. These kids are not even that old. And the way that they look so disgusted or appalled or terrified or just taken aback from me asking if they need help, because I can clearly see you're struggling and you need help. It confirms, again, people, and not just white people or white families, people in general are constantly teaching their kids these biases, to have biases, to have these racist things instilled in them from from babies, because like I said, the kids are under 7. To me, they look under 7. They're little. Why would your child be, that's crazy. That's crazy. So basically, people are still teaching their children to tolerate cultures and to continue the stigmas and the biases and to just be racist for no reason, right? Because I'm not going to help a child and then I try to help them and, mommy, this person assaulted me. Yeah. So so and it's unfortunate because it could be life or death sometimes, but it can also, in the midst of you trying to help someone, you could hurt yourself, type of thing. So it's just like one of those things where, of course, I respect your decision, and I wish you well, but hey, I ain't not gonna get me. I'm not gonna get tortured trying to be kind to somebody who don't want my help. And so, it's unfortunate. Luckily, it wasn't nothing serious. There are lifeguards all around Margaritaville. It was just in that specific area. There wasn't anybody right there, and it was fine. They were just trying to get out of the pool, out of the water, and they had so it was just fine. They weren't like in serious danger or anything. If anything, I would have yelled to the lifeguards to get their attention, and they can help them, because all of the lifeguards that I seen for both of the days, they were all white. So, no problem. they can be able to help just fine. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So it was just like, wow, yeah, racism is definitely still here. And it does make me really, really apprehensive going into different cultures and stuff like that, just because I don't want nobody to judge me just right off the bat because I'm dark skinned, like I'm brown, like I'm a darker brown, I'm a darker shade, or this and that. And so it's just always a little bit nerve wracking. And so I just stay prayed up and prayed up and prayed up. I don't discriminate because of somebody's skin tone or race or nationality, or any of that. If I don't want to be dealing with you, it has to be for a legit reason, because you're trying to cause me harm, not because you're dark skinned. And it's just so unfortunate, because that stigma, people always want it to die and people get over it, but it's still here and it's still alive in certain people. It's alive in every different culture, in every different race, and those people are still prevalent. They still are here, and it's just really unfortunate for people to be racist to anybody for silly things like the texture or the color of your hair, the color of your skin, your features or your face or your shape size. It's ridiculous. But yeah, that's my just takeaway again. And I know I repeat myself over and over, but again, people are still raising their children to be racist, but they're teaching them also how to be tolerable. But again, if anything was actually life-threatening, and what if it wasn't any lifeguards out there? Because you taught your child to teach, I'm going to say, dark-skinned people differently, it could have cost them their life because they rejected the help, or at least they'd be crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's just really, really sad. People are so ignorant. It just doesn't make any sense. And again, these children are under 7. So where are they learning that from? Right? So it's just sad. And of course, I'm not wishing bad on anybody or anything, but all I'm just saying, I know I'm saying it over and over, but all I'm saying is, seriously, there are situations where it is literally life or death. And some people would rather it be death than to be helped by someone of darker complexion or African American or minority in general. You know what I'm saying? And some minorities, like that Tyler Perry episode on Meet the Browns, when it was the hospital, the black guy was in the hospital bed, and I had just seen this episode recently. And Will, the black doctor, if I'm not mistaken, Sasha and Will, they're married, and so Will is a doctor, he's a black doctor, and the patient in the bed was just fussing, like, I don't want a black doctor, I want a white doctor. Where's the white man? And he had a heart attack, and then I clicked off the episode. But if I'm remembering, Will ended up helping him. I don't think that patient changed his mind, but it's just even then, racism. There you go. He's being silly. Why? Because that's how he was taught. He was an older man, and the white man rules, and your kind is not it. And he was so pissed, like, I don't want this black doctor, I want a white doctor. So again, racism can happen from anybody, from any race. It's just sad that people really think like that. Like, it's crazy. But moving on, I went to Panda Express. Oh my gosh, guys, so good. This and I'll put it up here. That beef, oh my gosh, 10 out of 10. I tried the dynamite chicken. It was hot. It was hot. It was okay. It's not nothing I want to try again. It was good. It was actually good. It was just hot. And no ma'am, but really good. And then I tried the black pepper grilled chicken. It was good. But the best thing 10 out of 10 was that beef Oh my gosh, I love it down. I can't wait to go back to Panda because it was just that good and fresh. I loved it. Okay, and then the last thing to end this video on is I came across this video today, and her name is Chrissy Comments, right? And so she posted this video 13 days ago. It says, "We are done with luxury vlogs. JackieAina and Jacqueline Hill and I guess the influencer culture, the title cut off." But I watched that this morning and I was just taken aback because I was like, here is another person talking about JackieAina. Now I have definitely seen the videos where it's like JackieAina unfollowed me, she blocked me, or she scammed me, or this and that, whatever, and whatever. But so Chrissy Comments was just basically saying, they are out of touch, right? So JackieAina is huge, obviously, and then Jacqueline Hill is another big person. They both started in beauty, right? And they're both doing their thing. So anyway, and then just overall, I guess all the people who started with makeup culture in general have now just went from that to more lifestyle content, which is like always posting their Chanel's, their Gucci's, their Birkins, their YSL's, their Prada, Hermes, however you want to say it, all the luxury things. But in today's economy, that is not it. She was just saying, like, it's not relatable, it has no substance, and I'm sick of it, right? And so let me tell you something. I used to be her. The way she thinking, everything she said in the video, I used to feel the same way about Adeline's camera roll. That's her YouTube channel. But her name is Adeline Morin. I loved Adeline Morin. I loved her content. We were around the same age. She was more grounded, right? But she's older now. She's married now, but she was doing a whole lot of shopping, and I love to shop. But she was just, I felt like, wasting so much money on so much junk, and it would piss me off. I'm like, girl, it's more to life. Like, why? Like, it's more to life, girl. Why are you posting every single day about a Hermes or Hermes or however you say it? Or why you keep buying this Chanel and the real and all of this crap? Why, girl? And I was so pissed. I'm like, I don't have to watch this content. Let me unfollow. And I unfollowed. Okay? I did not come to the internet and make a whole video bashing her. Well, I guess I kind of am now. Not really. No. But, I went back to her channel not too long ago, and I watched her content, and you know what? I'm like, Tasia, why are you so pressed? And I feel like I've talked about this before as well in a YouTube video about her. Why are you pressed that this young lady is doing her big one? And I was jealous, and I was mad, because I was like, how can she make all this money, right? Why is she getting all this money, all these opportunities just to go blow it on unnecessary crap? And I need money to just get in a better living situation because I'm going through hell. You know what I mean? I was like, Tasia, you are being such a hater. And I have videos on my YouTube channel, I can't pinpoint them, where I would be like, I see so many influencers wasting so much money on so much unnecessary things. So for Chrissy Comments, I definitely hear it. That used to be me. But let me tell you something now. As I have grown older, as I continue to want to evolve, JackieAina, I don't know nothing about Jacqueline Hill. I heard her name, but Jacqueline Hill, Adeline Morin, and so on and so on. These women are beautiful. These women worked hard for their position and for their money and for their lifestyle. These women deserve to be happy and post the content they want to post. And guess what? If every single day of every minute, every hour, every second, whatever, they want to post and talk about nothing but the materialism of it all, the materialism of the world, and guess what? They have a right to do so. And if you don't want to watch, you have a right to unsubscribe. These people don't have to dim their light, dim their success, because it makes you uncomfortable, because you are in a position that you haven't obtained or may never acquire. It's not their fault. They're rich, they're young, they're beautiful, they're doing what they want to do with their life, right? So why are you mad? Why? Because it's not you. It's not you. It is not you. That's why you're mad. That's why you're mad. Because let's just be honest. If everybody had money, had the wealth, had the access, how much people can obtain it from birth until adulthood, until they die? If we all started off on the same even level playing field, how many of us would still have it in our adulthood till the day we die? Not a lot of people, because at the end of the day, people don't make the best decisions. Most people don't make the best decisions in their life. They keep getting pregnant and having all these children. They keep making bad investments. They keep not really putting in any work to learn anything, but sit and complain all day. How many people actually take out the time to formulate a successful plan and stay consistent in making their dreams come true? Not a lot of people. That's why there are not a lot of rich people, right? Not a lot of wealthy people. That's why it's a lot of people who are in the rat race, because that's ultimately what it was, to create a system where the majority are always working to obtain the lifestyle of the rich and the famous. They can see it, they can feel it, but they never get to it, right? That's the whole point, because you were raised to be a worker. You weren't raised to be an independent thinker and be a business owner and be a CEO and be rich. Okay? A lot of people, the majority wasn't raised like that. So my point is, people, there's somebody for everybody. And unfortunately, we are not all in the same tax bracket with the same problems. And you don't have to follow people that you feel like have no substance. If you feel that strongly, then just unsubscribe and don't watch. Right? People always make JackieAina videos because that's going to get views. People are going to click. They're going to listen, right? They're going to tap in. But at the end of the day, like I said, why was I so angry with Adeline? Because Jackie, I post most of her content on TikTok. So now she posts her content on YouTube as well. But I looked at her TikTok. Most of her videos are all the shorts she posts on TikTok, she put to YouTube, right? All the shorts she's uploaded on YouTube. But the TikTok get more content because the content she posts on YouTube, her YouTube shorts, because that's mainly what she do now, short form content. And I go check out her TikTok. Oh, those videos she posted a week ago, 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? It's old. So, but either way go, regardless, she's not doing the same type of content she used to do. She's not. It has evolved. She did say she want to get transition from being just a makeup into makeup, and she want to get into the fashion game. And to see her now actually doing the thing, I say bravo. She looks stunning. And yeah, like the stuff I look up, I be like, Jackie girl, even the stuff on the lower end of the spectrum, I don't have $200 for a top, my girl, but I love it or clock it. However, is it this? I don't know. However you want to do it. Shout out, you're doing your big one. I love it. She looks good in it. And guess what? I vicariously live through her until I get my coin up. And if I want to do that same thing, guess what? Now I can afford to do it. At the end of the day, Jacqueline Hill, Adeline Moore, JackieAina, again, beautiful women, out here successful. They had a goal, they fell through with it, and they are living their lives how they want to. And what do people want them to do? Their life, they will never be relatable to you. Even if they got on the internet and told you the day that they were sad or what made them mad and they came crying, at the end of the day, those women are getting paid. And they're not crying in a dusty apartment. They're crying in their multi-million-dollar homes. They're crying on private jets. Okay? They're crying in penthouses. They're crying in Dubai, on a beach, oceanfront in Thailand. Okay? In the Ritz-Carlton Four Seasons Type 5. Okay? People, no matter what, will never be relatable. In the terms that you want them to be relatable, because the problems you have, they are in a different tax bracket. It's never going to be the same. It's not ever going to be the same. It's not ever going to be the same, and that is okay. There are a million different people and million different tax brackets, million different situations. If you want to see somebody who's struggling, like you struggling, then go follow a regular person who hasn't reached that level of financial success yet. Because without fail, for people who get their money up, look at Gorilla. We're around the same age. She's just 1 year older than me. From when she came into the game until now, she has elevated her life. The things she wanted to do, she got her nose job, she got her teeth done, and whatever else she chooses to get done, or however she chooses to dress, she's not wearing the same clothes she was wearing 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I see her walking around in Christian Louboutins. I see her in Prada. I see her in all the things. Why? Because she got money now. She got success now. And that's just one example. So I'm just saying, like, people want you to stay in this box. But let's be clear. If I got influence, if I got the money, I got the connections, I got the resources, I'm going to elevate my life how I envision it. And just because it offends you, I'm not going to stop doing me. Because this is what I work hard for. And if you don't like it, bye. Peace. Otherwise, keep making content, keep hating, keep making the videos, and keep watching too. And also, while you're waiting, keep buying my candles. Okay? Keep buying my perfume and my clothes and clicking my affiliate links and whatever else I got to offer. And you can still keep hating. But at the end of the day, people should not have to dim their lights to make other people feel comfortable. It's just not where they are in life, And it's a blessing to be able to elevate. And I'm not, because oftentimes I think about like, man, do wealthy people always feel bad? And it's like, no. All right. Because I was talking to somebody and they was like, no, because you can't save the world. That's not why you're here. You can help people and do for people, but at the same old time, you can't. If you worry about everything that's going on to somebody bad, you will never be happy, because it's always something happening to somebody somewhere that's really sad and unfortunate, right? And it's not that you don't have compassion for it, or it's not that you don't have compassion for it. It's just that's not where you are, and you have an opportunity to be happy and enjoy your life. So take it, because if roles were reversed, they're going to take that opportunity. Why? Because they know what it was like to be down. They don't have to live in that no more, and they out here living life. So Christy comments, I understand her mindset. That used to be me. That is no longer me, and thank God it's not, because I learned this. I don't want to see something, unsubscribe. 2, if I work hard all my life, and this is the type of lifestyle that I want to share with the world, guess what? I'm going to do that unapologetically. Okay? And it's not my fault that you're not in my tax bracket. Level up. And it's just that simple. So, it is what it is. I'm going to speed this up. So I'm talking a bit faster. So because it's right now at 29 minutes, well, 30 minutes now, over 30 minutes. So we're going to speed this up and hopefully we can cut it, down. But yeah, racism is not dead, unfortunately, because people continue to teach their children's continue to teach generation after generation how to do it in a nice, nasty way where you just tolerate people but still be racist, and that's scary because it's stupid. My stomach making that noise. It's stupid. The only reason not to deal with somebody or have them in your space is because of how they treat you, not what they look like. But or not the skin tone of their skin, right? Or the appearance. Like, appearance means something. Like, you want to look good, but just because they're big or really skinny or got puffy hair or whatever, that's not the reason. You should have a legit reason, not artificial reasons on why not to like somebody. And then, of course, with the rich and famous, or just with the wealthy, the people who are well off in life, that's their life. That's where they are in life. So if you don't like it, get over it. Level up and get with it. Get on their level, right? Or just don't watch your content and keep living, because life goes on. At the end of the day, I feel like people forget that y'all are being, if you really, like I said, I had to sit down and analyze. Why was I mad? Oh, because I ain't got that type of money to blow. That's why I'm mad. Where's my $20,000 ad? You know what I'm saying? I want to get paid. So, at the end of the day, influencers, and then last thing, to wrap this up, people, we all have a job to do. Influencers get paid to do things, yes, and certain influencers just do paid advertisement. But at the end of the day, we all have bills. We all have a life we need to live and we want to live. So at the end of the day, we all have to clock in. Now, how we clock in and how much you get paid an hour and I get paid an hour, that's very different. I got paid $50,000 to do a 5-minute video. You don't even make $50,000 a year. Not my fault. Not my fault. I have the resources, the connections, right? And I'm going to use them. It's not my fault that you don't have them. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, everybody clocking in. Everybody got a job to do. But everybody don't get paid the same. Everybody's not valued the same. Everybody's not loved the same. And everybody's success is just not the same. And unfortunately for the majority, the mass majority, these luxury lifestyles are just going to be a figment of your imagination, because you're not going to ever reach that far. And it could be for various of reasons. But it's not somebody else's fault that their life is well off, better than yours. It's not their fault. Better than yours in terms of what they're able to access. It is what it is. So anyway, I hope I made sense. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to support me in this channel financially, here is my Cash App. Feel free. If not, another way to support is to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Mwah!